Just out with Mabel and Bertie on a cold afternoon's walk. Just thought I'd do a quick video on what the whistle commands are for gun dogs, just as a brief guide. Get up. When you're working with your gun dogs, there's three ways in which you can communicate with them. First being your voice, second being hand signals or just body gestures sometimes, and the third is with the whistle. Here we can see the whistles that I currently use. The blue one, well, the difference between them is they have different pitches, but the pitches effectively affect the loudness of them. So the blue one's to 10.5, the orange one's to 11.5, and the black one is to 12. I'll just demonstrate what each of them are like. I'm not sure how that will quite come out on the video, but we'll have a go. So first off, the blue one. I'll try the orange. Now we'll try the black. So progressively louder as we use them. I'll go on and show you what some of the actual commands are in just a second. The whistle can be used at any time in conjunction with any of the other commands, and you'll find that you can quite easily transfer a command from, say, a verbal command to a whistle, or from a hand signal to the whistle. Big benefit of the whistle is that it can be used whilst the dog's working further away from you, when they've either got their backs to you or they're too far away that they can't actually see or hear a verbal command. I'll talk through what some of the commands are before we have a go with the dogs and just see if we can get them to respond to them. We're just doing this whilst I'm actually out, just walking them through the woods. So I'm letting them roam a little bit more than I normally would. So the first command we'll discuss is the stop whistle. Lots of times that this can come in really useful. It's actually, I'm going to suggest, one of the harder ones to actually train, but really important. So the stop whistle is just a single pip of the whistle. It's a long pip, and you'll see that some of the commands are long and some are short, but stop whistle is a long pip, and I'll give you an example or try and demonstrate with the dogs exactly what that is like. And the way my dogs have been trained is that the stop is associated normally with a sit. Doesn't always work like that, because as we were training, it was always used as a sit, but then as you move on to more advanced, you don't necessarily want them to sit, but you want them to stop, and you want them to actually pay attention to what you're doing or what you're actually going to command them to do next. So we'll have a go with that in just a sec. Bertie! Yeah, so that's a good example of a stop, and we actually need to do something now, because stop also means stay, so we actually need to do something to release them. So we'll just I'll show you how I do that. Get out. So you'll notice that that was a long, loud, sustained blast on the whistle as the stop. Now you can also use a single blast for a release as well. Not something that I've trained, but lots of dog trainers do use it, because I say once you've given them a command and they are doing something, you actually need to give them another command as to what the next thing is, effectively to release them. So quite often somebody might just give a single pip just to release them. It'll sound something like this. So it's literally just it's almost to get your attention, normally associated or accompanied by a hand gesture as well as to what we're going to do next. But that's the single pip. Really, it's a call to attention. The next whistle command we're going to have a look at is recall, and that is 3 long pips. Some people try to animate that a little bit, and it may actually be more pips, but 3 long ones is what I use. Now recall, it feels as if it should be the most important command that we have, but when you've got a dog that is I'm not going to say trained, but once they've got a good understanding of or some basic gun dog training, you'll find that you don't actually need to recall them back to you very often. And recall is, as we've said, it's probably the most important command that they can have, but you don't want to overuse it and sour it. So with any of these commands, you need to be training them so that they will actually do that command. What I mean is, if it's a sit or a stop whistle that you're using, you should be making sure that they're stopping, and your training should try to encourage them to do that. If it's a recall, they should be coming back. Now what we tend to do is we tend to let them go too far. I mean, we can see how far their dogs are roaming at the minute. They're not really going too far away from me. This is a walk that we do regularly, so they do know it. But if Bertie might wander off in a minute, and if he does, we'll recall him back. But we tend to use the recall when they're in situations where they're going too far from us, or they are in danger, and we want that to be able to work all the time. So we've really got to make sure that we don't overuse it and take away the importance of it with the dog. So whenever we do it, they have to come back. and when Bertie's hidden his stick, we'll do a little demonstration. Bertie's just buried his stick so that Mabel can't find it. When he's done that, we'll give him a quick recall and I'll just demonstrate what it's like. We'll just wait until he's done it and I'll try and move away from him. Oh, he's already coming to us, so I won't do it. I could have done, but I won't. We'll just move away and we'll get him to come in there. So we can see he's paying attention. He doesn't know what I'm actually going to say to him. Right, we'll wait till he's just watching, but not actually coming towards us. Okay. There we are, just a demonstration of a recall. Mabel was already with us. Get out. And also a stop, which, as I said previously, for me is normally a sit. Right, this is an area that we normally do some finding as well. And we have a specific whistle for find it, and what we'll do is we'll get them to stay a second, Then we're going to put 2 lots of treats down, and then I'm going to release them with the whistle to come and find it. So when I was trained, it was supposed to sound like a cuckoo, but I'm told that I do it back to front, but it works with my dogs. Get out. The final whistle command that we're going to discuss is the turn whistle. Personally, I think this is probably the most important of the commands. It's usually used when they're hunting, and it's 2 pips, 2 longer pips, and it basically tells the dog to turn. As a dog develops, you'll find that they don't always need to rely on being given command, but it's always there to be able to support if they're just drifting a little bit too far one way. Maybe this way. But the reason I find it, or think it's the most important, is because, as I was saying before, we don't want to waste the recall. So quite often, if a dog's actually gone a long way away, it's a lot better to actually use the turn whistle rather than the recall whistle, just so you're not souring it. Now, we've got this little strip down here that we're going to walk down. The dogs are used to going exploring both sides, so it's probably not the best place to actually try and demonstrate what the turn whistle is like, but we'll try it with Bertie. So to start with, he's going to watch me and wait for commands, and I'll show you what we're doing. We just sent him out. You can see he's watching for commands as well now. So he's waiting for hand signals as well as turn. So I tend to use a combination of both, but we'll try and emphasise the whistle just to demonstrate it. Go on, get in. Get in. Get in. Get in. Good boy. Let's give him some treats to release them. There you go. So that's an example of actually doing some hunting with the turn whistle, but so it can be used at any point. We'll try and let them just walk free for a minute, and I'll show you in a second what it's like and why I tend to prefer it to a recall. Come on, go. One of the other great things about using the turn whistle just occasionally like that, I mean, you'll see that he's tending to stay a little bit closer, and he's actually a lot more alert to what's going on. Just raises their attention levels a little bit, makes it a little bit easier for you to engage with him. It's quite an easy thing to do. You can do it by throwing treats as well, so that they've turned, they've gone where you're asking them to, and then they actually find something as well. So combines multiple exercises into the training. So he's gone off a little bit, so we'll just call him back, and I'm just going to send him into the right. Well, it didn't work quite as I was expecting, because he's gone and picked up another log to carry. But that's fine, we'll show you again in a sec. So he's disappeared over here. He hasn't actually gone too far, but we'll just call him back and send him into the right hand side. Go on, get in. Good boy. Go on. Well done. So as you saw, Bertie was starting to become, well, very attentive, staying close. So we've given them just a few minutes while we've been walking, just to, let's say, free roam. You can see Bertie just running up this field edge in a minute. We're going to come out of the woods into an open area where they'll be more inclined to roam on their own, and then hopefully we can try and demonstrate some of the whistle commands again for you. So this area here regularly has all sorts of different birds, deer in it, hares. We can see Bertie's nose down having a good sniff. So we'll let him roam for a second. And he could easily roam half the way across here, still be able to respond to the whistle. We can see that Mabel knows that I'm chatting away, so she's just staying with me. Being a good girl, aren't you, Mabes? But he's not actually going too far. Come on. He's really interested in smells, and you could be concerned that he's just going to keep his nose down and not actually listen to you. But we'll give him a go with the whistle and just see what he does. Initially I'll just use the turn whistle, see where he goes, see what happens. Oh, he's actually chosen to come back, that's fine. Once he's sitting, we can actually leave him there as long as we like. It's not a problem. Up, sit. You will find that a shake will normally disturb it, but that's not a problem. We'll just throw some bits down and we'll release him to find them. So that was a little bit of a guide to the whistle and working gun dogs. I'm not going to call it definitive, everybody has their own way of doing things slightly different, but I've shown you some examples of how it works with me. Persevere. And practice and enjoy working with your dogs. Any questions, feel free to pop them in the comments below. Thank you.